Okay, people, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time, hasn't it, since I stood in this spot. Last time I did this was for a matchday vlog. I think it was the Everton one when we lost the game 5-1. So today, as you know, this video here is basically talking about, how I think the season went for the Seagulls. Obviously, it's going to be a positive video, but of course, we have got some bad results as well we are going to talk about. Like, I want to start off actually on the bad side and grow up onto the good side, if you know what I mean. So we're going to start straight in there with Everton. Now, Everton was before we really confirmed Europe as well. So obviously, if we, expected to get Europe, which we did at that very much time as well. What Zoe was thinking, obviously, I think he played a little bit of the B team as well as some A team players. As you would have seen against Aston Villa, they dropped Pervis Estupiñán against Villa. He dropped Mitoma and he dropped, I can't remember who the other one he dropped is, but I know he dropped a few players for that one. Anyway, so Everton was just a game I can't bear even talking about. So we're going to leave it a little short there. Basically, I'm just going to remind you guys of some of the bad results and the good results. So bad results are the game like Everton, we lost 5-1. Obviously, we did beat them 4-1 at their place as well. So obviously, we lost 5-1 to Everton. We lost 1 to Newcastle, which, to be fair with you, if they're a Champions League club this season, obviously we were expecting to lose that. But I wasn't expecting a 4-1 defeat, considering the fact we went to Manchester City very shortly after that. Obviously, we ended up drawing with them, getting a point out of them. And the sort of side Manchester City are, they're champions of the FA Cup now. And obviously, they haven't won that in a long time. Obviously, Liverpool were the current holders. And then obviously now Man City have, beaten Manchester United yesterday, which, by the way, I could not watch the game, do a watch-along. I was planning to do a watch-along. I couldn't do the watch-along because I was up in Southampton. You might see a few pictures of them in my next video. But no, I personally think Newcastle was a bad game. I think that's what I was talking about, wasn't it? Newcastle. But yeah, 4-1 down to Newcastle, a game I would not expect. And then obviously Man City, as I was just talking about, it was just a different level, wasn't it? Julio Enciso's screamer. I might put it up on the screen if my editing will actually allow me to, because obviously that's a problem with the editing software recently. But we did also have some banging results. Obviously, 5-2 against Leicester City, the last dance of Graham Potter. And then obviously we had 3-3 against Liverpool. I quite like that. Obviously, 3-0 against Liverpool and a 2-1 in the FA Cup. 3 magnificent games there. We played really, really well in all 3 of them against Liverpool. I think we gave them a real run for their money, and we even destroyed them on one of them. I wouldn't say we destroyed them on the last one. No, 2-1, I think. We deserved it, sort of. I mean, it was a fairly matched game, wasn't it? First half was about Liverpool, second half was about Brighton. Anyway, that's what it usually is like, though, isn't it? And obviously, we beat Man United 4-0 at the end of last season. That was mental. I couldn't believe it when I was there. But no, obviously, we did beat Man United again, 1-0 and 2-1 this season. Sensational. Oh, yeah, West Ham United, where we beat them like 4-1. Middlesbrough beat them 5-1 as well. These are all the games which I really, really particularly enjoy watching. And obviously, it's because of the score, but not only because of the score, it's the fact we were taking our chances in them games. And now we're going to talk a little bit about how we can improve the squad for next season to try and get these results back and all that, to, go and hopefully get a few 5-0s and 4-0s next season. I think we should improve more around, obviously, midfield. We're getting some new midfielders like Mohamed Dahoud. We'll make a video on him soon. And obviously, striking position, I think we should definitely get a replacement for João Pedro. Obviously, we've got Dennis Undav and Evan Ferguson. Ferguson dropped off last game. I don't really know what happened. I mean, he went through a goal at one stage and completely missed the target. Dennis Undav, though, what a player he's turning into now. Did you see that goal? He flicked it on with his head, turned and struck it right in the back of the net. They tried to disallow the goal, but it didn't get disallowed. And you know what? I'm happy with that. It was a great goal to see from Dennis Undav. He's such a skillful player at the minute. And you can really, really see how he's, growing as a player. And you wouldn't expect it from someone who couldn't hit the side of a barn door who stood right next to it at the beginning of the season. Because, well, it's just weird to see a player grow that much. But at the same time, it's such a fascination for me as well, just to sit there and watch, a player grow from what has been quite a tough season for him to be in, like a season where it's actually been really, really enjoyable towards the end for him. So Dennis Sunda, for me, he's becoming a top player. And then Mitoma as well. I mean, you've got to appreciate the stats that guy's had. He has been incredible this season. Look at the contributions he got for the Albion this season. And also about Kaoru Mitoma, I'm not too happy with the last few games I've seen, particularly the last 2-3 games where he, you know, has been more of a selfish player. And because of that, you know, we're not scoring as many goals. If he wasn't selfish in them, I think we could have gone in and beaten a few of them teams. And especially Southampton, I know we beat them 3-1, but it could have been 4-1, 5-1 even, if he had just taken his chances. And obviously, I can't remember what game it is, he could have squared it to Julio and Ciso, and I can't remember if we would have won that because of that or something. But either way, I think Mitoma has plenty to improve on next season. So, yeah, no, he is I still think he's a talented player. I think he is one of the best ones out there in the field. But again, Mitoma, he's got so much more to do for the Albion. Same with Enciso, same with everyone at the Albion. They still got to play their part. And then obviously we've got the departure of Alexis McAllister. He will definitely be leaving. We know he'll be leaving. But let's move on to Alexis. Alexis McAllister, I believe, was our top scorer with 10 goals. And obviously he did score a lot of penalties. I do admit that. But in the same sense, you know, Albion, penalties, we're not usually good with penalties. McAllister didn't miss this season. He simply can't miss penalties. He doesn't miss them, does he? He's so, you know, composed. And I think that does help as well with the, you know, World Cup final where he stayed composed. Obviously, I believe he had a penalty in that and scored it. I can't quite remember. That was back in December. But no, I think McAllister has grown so much of a player. 23 years of age. He's won a World Cup. And, you know, he's all this talk at the minute in the Premier League, like 65 million, I think Liverpool are offering for him. I think he should go for a little bit higher than that because, you know, he's been so good this season. I'm going to miss McAllister, but one player I think most Albion fans are going to miss is Moises Caicedo, where I'm going to move on to him now, actually. This Caicedo is a great guy. He's a great player. But obviously, he wanted to make his way out of the club to Arsenal. Now, if he went to Arsenal, how would he do? Now, I don't know if he would have got the game time he wanted. Obviously, they were paying good money for him, so without a doubt, he still would have had minutes. Just like Leandro Trossard, just like Ben White. Obviously, he left for 50 million. But no, I think obviously Caicedo at Arsenal would have been very, very different. He's more of a, you know, defensive midfielder. McAllister's more of an attacking midfielder. With Caicedo in that midfield role, though, it allows him to, you know, cover up the space and all that, and he can backtrack into the defence. So overall, I think he would have worked out really, really well for Arsenal if he went. But I think Bloom did really, really well holding on to him. And also, I heard something about Roberto De Zerbi as well. Roberto De Zerbi is, well, potentially leaving the club because Tottenham might pay his release clause. Now, why have we got a release clause on Roberto De Zerbi? 11 million. I've seen this online multiple times that Tottenham are apparently interested in him. If they are, then we could be in some trouble. Now, I'm not saying we're in the trouble where we're threatened by relegation or, you know, coming back into the side we used to be. But what I am saying is if he goes to Tottenham Hotspur, I don't know how the Albion are going to cope, which is why I'm sort of hoping Tottenham go in for the move, maybe like Graham Potter. That's who they are, you know, interested in. I can't remember who else they're interested in. Obviously, Pochettino, they did contact him. He snaked him for Chelsea. I don't blame him, no. I mean, he's already been to Tottenham and obviously they sacked him. I'm not too sure about his history with Chelsea, but still, he's going to Chelsea. But no, if we lost Roberto De Zerbi, I think it'll be really, really harsh on us. I think it'll be hard for the Albion fans, the players and everyone, because everyone loves him at the club. He's such an integral part of the team. He's such a big man in this squad. He has held our squad together for so long now, obviously. He's just been here for just under a year, I'd say. Obviously, he just completed his first season. Next season's his first full season with the club. So we sort of hope he doesn't go. He's the man who got us Europa League football. Tony Bloom, we can't forget about him. What an owner. He also got us European football. Because, you know, he worked with Roberto De Zerbi. He brought him into the club. Him and Paul Barber brought him into the club. And he's developed so much as a manager. He came in from Shakhtar Donetsk, playing Champions League football, to, you know, going down to Brighton, no Europe, getting them Europe for the first ever time. What a role both of them people played. All three of them, actually, Paul Barber included. Okay, people, it's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. It's just a little, you know, get back onto the set because I haven't filmed for quite some time now. people, I appreciate you all watching this, and make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Help the channel grow. Oh yeah, one more thing. I appreciate you guys for getting me to 200 subscribers if you are already subscribed. Make sure you go join them people though if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys watching. See you on the next one. Goodbye. Peace.